So now you know. All
You're,
right, cool. Good evening. Welcome. Glad you're here. Good to see you all. Some old friends and some new faces that I'm looking forward to becoming old friends in a couple weeks. So what I'm going to do tonight is just go through some basic information for our cruise and answer questions that you might have as we get ready. It's 2 weeks away. So I wanted to make sure that you feel comfortable and confident getting ready for and arriving at the cruise. So I have put together a slide deck, but it's not formal. I mean, I'm just going to use the slide deck to help me remember to bring stuff up. But at any time, if you want to interrupt me and say, "Hey, Brian, I have a question," I'll either answer it then or I'll ask you to wait until we'll get to the slide. But the slides are more just to prompt me, not because this is a formal presentation they have to sit through quietly and listen to. All right. So let me share that with you. Yeah, hold on just a second.
oh,
All right.
the magic of Zoom.
Can you see it?
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Good, good,
Yes.
good. Good, good, good. All right. So let's see. I'm going to make you guys bigger so I can see you. All right. So we got the Daddy Cruise coming up. And I mentioned that I'm recording this, so you know I'm recording it. Your two hosts on board are going to be myself and Patrick. You can see Patrick, he's in the corner there, but here's a bigger picture of him if you want to see him looking really cool in Africa. Uh, but yeah, Patrick and I will be our hosts there. So if you have questions or if you need anything, especially with regards to our group, please don't hesitate to call us on the phone, or if you do get the Wi-Fi package, we'll both have it, so you can text us or Facebook message us or whatever it takes. I will say if it's anything regarding the ship, like if your sink is stopped up or your toilet doesn't work, don't call us, call the ship. All we're going to do is refer to the ship. So all you're doing is making an extra step that's not going to help you get your resolution faster. But if it's, what time is the excursion tomorrow, or am I signed up for it, or that kind of thing, of course, we're here to help. All right. You want to say anything, Patrick? I'm putting him on the spot.
Nope. If you have any questions, just let us know.
All right, cool. Thanks. All right, who's ready for a cruise?
Yes.
Hey,
Yes, totally. All right. So by this point, these are the things you likely should have done. First of all, if you haven't done so already, you'll want to check in at Princess website or their app.
we did
I
that,
will
right?
say their app sucks. Their website's not much better. So if you're having trouble like I am, I still can't get myself checked in. I've talked to my sales rep, I don't know, about 4 or 5 times over the last 4 or 5 weeks. They still haven't been able to figure it out. So if you're having trouble, don't worry about it. You're not alone. I'm in the same boat with you. There's a pun for you. So worst case scenario is you've got nothing and you show up at the ship and they just have to process you at that point, and they'll take your name and look at your passport and they'll give you your little medallion. We'll talk about the medallion in a minute. It takes the place of the card key, but it'll all work out okay if you can't get into the app. If, however, you need to get into the app because you want to make dinner reservations or you want to book a spa or something like that, uh, give Princess a call. I can't help you with that. That's one of those things. Don't ask me or Patrick because we can't help you with that. So give Princess a call or message them on. I think they have a chat feature on their website, or send them an email. But do reach out to them if you need one of those things. But if all you need is to get there, you're fine. Even the luggage tags, if you can't print your luggage tags, which I was able to do this morning, so maybe you can. But if you can't, no worries. If you get to the ship and you don't have a luggage tag, all you have to do when you get there is say, "Hey, I need a tag for my luggage." They'll give you a temporary one. They'll put your cabin number on it, and it'll still go to your room. So no worries there.
Okay.
Never saw the luggage tag app.
Brian, how
Uh,
could you get your luggage tags and not check in?
it let me. I was on the website, and it said your check-in is incomplete, and then below it says "print luggage tags?" question mark. I'm like, yeah. So I printed them.
Okay.
So it's like I said, their app is not the best.
Well, I'm checked in, so
Oh, you are?
yeah.
Okay, cool. I still can't get myself checked in. But I will say if you have your luggage tags, don't put them on your luggage until you get to Copenhagen, because United Airlines or Delta or whatever is going to rip them off by accident or on purpose. I don't know, but you'll never see it again. So just wait till you get there at your hotel and you're ready to go to the ship, then put them on. If you don't have a hotel in Copenhagen, you'll want to do that if you need one. If you haven't joined our private Facebook page, please do so. And all you have to do is just let me know you want in, and I'll let you in. It's private. Only people that can get into it, the only people that can see it, the only people that can comment at it are the rest of us. So people from the outside can't even find it, much less get into it without my approval. So it's private.
Yeah,
If
that,
you're doing the book club with us, how many of you are reading the book
Mike.
with us? Oh, cool. Good, good, good. All right. So if you haven't got the book yet, it's a short book. It's only 200, I think it's 200
Yeah.
pages. It's a short book, good book, love story, gay characters, is really fun. When you get to the point where he dies, it's really sad. No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't die. I'm just kidding.
What's what's the name of the book?
It's right there, Swimming in the Dark.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Swimming in the Dark. So it takes place in one of the countries we're visiting, Poland. It's a love story about two gay characters. It happens in 1980, so right around the time that the communist regime is threatened by the workers' unions and stuff like that. So it's fascinating in terms of the history. Apparently, it's pretty accurate, and then of course the love story is beautiful. And if you haven't booked our excursions already, I sent that out this morning. So we'll talk about more that about we'll talk more about that in a couple minutes, but you'll want to make sure that you book those soon if you're interested in any. All right, packing. I could give you a whole list of things to pack, and I'm not going to because I will forget things that you need and I will put things on there that you don't need. So what I'll say is if you do have questions about packing, do a search online. Just put it into the website or into the search bar. You know, what should I bring on a Baltic Sea cruise, or what should I pack for a Baltic Sea, or I'm going to the Baltic area. What do I need? Or you can look at what to pack for a cruise in the Baltic Sea. Or if you have specific questions, that's what our Facebook page is for. So you can put on there, hey, are you guys bringing a coat or not? Kind of thing is the kind of questions that certainly belong on there and are welcome and will respond. And not just we, me, and Patrick, but anybody can respond to that stuff. Of course, you want to bring the probably obvious. Even though we're going to be far, far north, the sun still will be there. In fact, the days will be very long. I don't know if you looked online, but we're going to get like 5 hours of darkness every night, and that's it. The rest of the time, it'll be sunny. So you'll want to bring sunscreen, hats, that kind of stuff. Um, I'm seeing this message, this question, the Facebook page. If you want to get on the Facebook page, send me an email, please, because I need your email to invite you. And it's a private Facebook page that we can get on there and talk to each other about the cruise. As you're packing, dressy nights is what the Princess Cruise Line calls formal nights. So they call them dressy nights. And like other cruise lines, they are way backing off on the requirements. So there's no tuxedo required, there's no formal gown required. Basically, if you have a collared shirt, so not a t-shirt like I'm wearing now and not a polo shirt, but like a real collar. If you have a collared shirt and nice pants, not jeans, uh, it's fine. And basically, this is to get into the restaurant for dinner. And we're going to talk about dinner in a minute, but to get into the restaurants, any of the restaurants other than the buffet, but any of the upscale restaurants or the dining room where we'll have our reservation, to get into one of those, you have to be a little bit dressed up. If you don't want to dress up, not a problem. Just go to the Lido deck for the buffet, or get room
Yeah.
service, or go one of the casual restaurants like the pizza place and the sandwich place, that kind of stuff. So it's not that limiting as it used to be. Um, for electric, on the ship, you'll be fine with whatever you have here in America. I'm assuming most of you are American or Canadian. Whatever our plugs are will work fine on the ship. If you're going to be in the hotel in Copenhagen, if you're going to be in our hotel, you'll need a Type C plug or a Type F. The one on the top is Type F. That is specific to Denmark. And you'll notice it's got the two prongs, and
It's
then it's got
happy.
that other one where the thing is kind of like shaved off. It's kind of
It's
weird.
smiling.
The hotel assured me you don't have to have this. As long as you have the lower one, which is real common for people who travel, they typically do have this Type C. This is the one that works in most of Europe already anyway. So if you have this one, you'll be fine. I don't know if you're not staying at our hotel, I can't speak to that. You might want to reach out to them or just bring both of them just to make sure you're covered. So let's see, we've got all this stuff, the plugs. If you want to bring an extension cord, if you have a CPAP machine, you might need an extension cord because there are typically not any plugs near your bed. And the cruise line will have extension cords you can borrow, but if they run out, they run out. If you have CPAP, you might want to bring an extension cord. Just make sure there's no surge protector in that. If there's a surge protector, they will likely confiscate it. They see that as a fire risk.
Okay.
If you have a CPAP machine, all you have to do is ask your cabin steward for some distilled water. They'll give it to you. Don't bring any fire hazards, so like don't bring any candles, don't bring any incense, that kind of stuff. And I'll also say marijuana may be legal in your state and in my state, but it's not legal federally, and the cruise lines go by federal law. And the countries that we're going to, it's not legal in most of them. So I would recommend against bringing this, bring it at your own risk. You also might want to either bring or get when you get over there some small bills. And in Europe, they have a lot of coins, €1 coins and €2 coins, which are great for tips. So if you're going on excursions or if you're doing something off the ship where you want to tip someone, it's nice to have small bills and coins. So I recommend you get those as well. Plus, if you're on an excursion, sometimes you may walk by someplace and want to get a bottle of water. They may not take a card. Most places do, but if it's like just some little guy sitting on the street with a bunch of bottles of water in a cooler, they're not going to take cards. They're going to want, a couple of euros kind of thing. Questions about packing or anything you want to
Are they
add?
on the
Maybe
euro?
don't forget
All those
this.
countries?
No,
No,
no, I
absolutely
found
not.
out it's like 5 different currencies over
Yeah,
there.
most of them, several of them use the euro, but the ones that don't all have their own. So Denmark has its own, Sweden has its own, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm recommending you use euros and or dollars. Most of the time, what you want to buy in those countries, you can use a card for. But for tips, like for a tour guide, like if we do an excursion in Sweden, I'm sure they'll accept a few dollars or a few euros. It'll be fine.
Okay.
You can also on this ship bring a bottle of wine or champagne only. No liquor, no beer, nothing other than these two things. Wine or champagne cannot be more than 750 milliliters. So don't bring one of those big, 3-liter boxes of wines. They're not going to let you on. Just one bottle. If you
Yeah.
consume it in your room or discreetly, there's no corkage fee. They're supposed to charge you a corkage fee if you bring it into the dining room, although most of the time the guys in the dining room are looking for a good tip from you, and so they won't charge you. But don't take that as gospel. Just take it as typically when I've brought wine on board, I've gotten away with it. They just open it for me and let me do it.
This is expensive, super expensive.
Any other questions about packing?
More expensive than
Brian, do you know what the 2 nights are for the dressy nights? Is
No,
it-
and we won't know until we get on board.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't tell us in advance.
Do we know, Brian, what the temperature is going to be along the route?
Just look it up.
No, I'd say go on Google and ask what the temperature is. I mean, I looked before. It'll be it'll be warm but not hot. If it holds true to normal temperatures, all we can do is based it on prior years, and typically it's in the 70s in most of those places. Expect rain.
Brian, that's what I've been seeing is low to mid 70s,
Yep.
maybe some upper 70s,
Should
cool
try
at
to
night.
remember.
Yeah, and cooler at night.
After a while, but
And
okay.
and we'll
Yeah.
be near the ocean most of the time, so that it'll likely be breezy. But I would plan on rain at least a couple of days there. It's just bound to happen, especially when we're at sea. So, umbrella, rain gear if you have it or want it.
We haven't seen rain in years here in Phoenix.
It will be different from Phoenix, I promise. It'll be humid too.
Oh,
Most of the
that'll be
places we're going
nice.
will be
At 70
humid.
degrees and humid, I can take that.
Yeah, yeah,
We haven't had any rain in Palm Springs either, so I feel you.
yeah. Any other comments or questions about packing? You can ask them later too, but all right. So let's talk about the hotel the night or nights before if you're going with us at the hotel. I'll send an updated confirmation list this week, so you'll get that. I'm working with the hotel to finalize that. Check-in is at 3 o'clock, so if you check in before then, if your flight gets into Copenhagen at 10 in the morning, don't sit around and wait. Go to the hotel. Maybe they'll have a room for you. And if they don't, they'll take your luggage and hold it for you while you go do something, go get coffee or something to eat or something like that.
It's expensive. Yes.
Not included is the transfer from the airport to the hotel. So it'll be about a $30 taxi ride or Uber ride. Also not
Awesome.
included is a transfer from the hotel to the ship. I looked into
Nice.
getting us a transfer. The buses that they wanted us to use to get from the hotel to the ship would have cost us about double this per person. It was just ridiculous. So that's why
Jesus.
I threw up my hands up. Fine, we'll just take taxis and Uber. So share if you find someone that you can share with. Like I said, that's part of the reason for the Facebook group page, especially if you're a solo traveler. You can put on there, say, hey, who's going to the ship about 11 o'clock? Let's share a taxi kind of thing. What is included are all the taxes. So you've already paid for this, and a hot breakfast is included. So that's already taken care of. It's already part of your deal. Whether you're there one night or 3 nights or whatever, it's included for every night.
Quick question.
Yep.
Will we need to bring shampoo and soap for the cruise?
No.
Mm.
Well, it depends. If you have particular need, specific, but if you just don't care, yeah. Typically what they have is a combo body wash / shampoo.
Okay.
So they'll have something there for you. If you're not particular, you'll be fine. Same thing with the hotel too.
Cool.
All right, let's talk about getting on the ship. All right. This God, Princess drives me crazy sometimes. So they never have a boarding time. That was one of the big deals that they made about their medallion when they brought the medallion out is you don't need a boarding time anymore. You can just show up whenever because it's so fast and so easy. Then we all got emails saying, please make sure to sign up for your boarding time. So I went to try and sign up for my boarding time. As I said, I still
Yeah.
can't. I saw the 11 o'clock slot go, and then a
Trying
couple days
out.
later, I tried again. The 11:30 slot was gone. A week later, 12 o'clock slot was gone. I think they're down to like 1:30, 2 o'clock. I still can't get in there. I've talked to my rep. The first time I sent to my rep, she said, don't worry about it. You don't need it. Then I wrote back and said, everybody else is getting it, but me and probably some other guests. And she said, oh, shoot. Yeah, it does look like you need it. Let me look into that. So then she came back. She said, they're not sure. So they don't even know if the times are going to be respected or not. I'm sorry, I can't give you more information. But if you get the medallion in the mail beforehand, which I also understand there are problems with them mailing that out, you should be able to just walk through the line and quickly access the ship. When it works, it's great. It's wonderful, and it usually works. But for some reason on this cruise, it's being wonky. You don't need to print out your boarding pass. You don't need to print out any. Well, you want to print out your luggage tags, but you don't need to print any documentation. As long as you've got the app on your phone that shows, that you're who you are, you'll be fine. If the app doesn't work and if you don't have anything else, just show up with your passport and you'll be able to get into a different line and say, I'm Brian Miller and I'm supposed to be on this cruise, and they'll look it up and they'll take care of it there. So don't worry too much about that. The medallion you're going to get is it's about the size of a silver dollar. Maybe it's a little smaller. And it is your card key and your what normally on a cruise is a card key. So it will open your door. It will be what they use if you buy a drink, or if you buy something at the photo shop, or if you buy something at on board at one of the stores or whatever. They will use that to charge things to your room. So that's in place of the card key that most other cruise lines use. All right. It's kind of cool in the sense that, first of all, when you're walking up to your door, before you even get to the door, it senses you're there and the door unlocks. You'll hear it click like 3 steps away from the door, and then you just have to go open the door and walk in. If you have the app while you're on the ship, even if you don't buy Wi-Fi, if you have the app, you can order yourself a drink. You can say, hey, I want a margarita, and I want it, with salt on the rim, that kind of thing. You press go, and they know where you are. So they'll make the margarita, and some guy or gal will come to you and find you on deck 14, sitting in the corner over here, and say, here's your margarita, sir, or ma'am, kind of thing. So it's kind of cool. You'll get used to it, but it's a little bit curious at first to get used to it, but they know where you are. My group coordinator does that all the time. She'll find me on board and I'm like, how'd you know I was here? And I'm like, oh yeah, I've got this medallion. They're tracking everywhere I'm going, kind of thing. Typically, again, like I said, they're not, even Princess Corporate is not sure what's going to happen in Copenhagen, but typically there are 2 lines, green and blue. If you have your medallion, they'll send you to one line. If you don't have your medallion already, they'll send you to the other line. But either way, you're going to get on the ship. Just if you have the medallion, it's a little bit
I,
faster.
I just
You'll want to make sure you're at the port ready to get on the ship no later than 3:30 so that we don't sail away without you. Make sure your ID or your passport or whatever is available.
Hey, Rich, did you?
Once you get on board, you'll be able to access food and drinks immediately. So the Lido deck will likely be open, if not the pizza joint and that kind of stuff. So there'll be food on board. So don't worry about buying lunch before you go, unless you really need to eat. But yeah, food and drink is available. If you have the drink package, whether it be Princess Plus or Premier Plus,
That, right?
either one, the drinks are included. Depending on what port we're in, the country may require tax be charged on that quote unquote free drink. So if you start seeing things on your portfolio show up, $1.12 or 83 cents or whatever, and it's a bar tab, that's
He's
likely
on the
what
way
it is.
in.
Just warning you in advance. Once you get on board, especially if you get on board very early, they may not let you in your stateroom right away. So you may have to like hang out in one of the public areas at the lounge, at a bar, at the Lido deck where the buffet is, out by the pool. There'll be a whole bunch of places available for you to lounge and relax, but they may not let you in your room because think about it. Whoever just came in from the ship, from the cruise before us, will have gotten off the ship about 10 o'clock, and they've got to from 10 till about 1 to clean those rooms. So if you get on there at 10:30, 11 o'clock, your room's not going to be ready. Just hang out somewhere, and they'll make an announcement when your room is ready. Typically, they do it by deck, so they'll say, decks 5, 6, 7, and 8, you can go to your rooms, but everything else, hang tight. Okay, now 9, 10, 11, and 12, you can go to your rooms, everybody else hang tight kind of thing. During your downtime or while you're waiting, explore the ship. Sign up for stuff, the spa, um, the restaurants, if you want to do the upscale restaurants, that kind of stuff are available. If you check your bags, what happens is once you get to the port, before you even enter the port and get in line to go through security, they will take your bag if you want them to, of course, and make sure your luggage tag is on it, or make sure they give you a luggage tag for it, and they will deliver it to your room for you. It will likely not be waiting for you when they give the, hey, all the rooms are ready, go ahead and go onto your room. It'll likely get there before dinner, though. Typically 5, 6 o'clock is when they get there. Questions or comments about boarding?
No.
Brian, can you hear me?
I can.
I can't because I can't tell if you can hear me.
I can hear
We
you.
hear you.
It's Marshall. I was wondering, do you know what time our dinner
I
time
do.
is?
I do. And I'll get to that in just a minute. So I'll ask you to hold that one for a minute, okay? I'll talk about
All right.
dinner.
Another thing is I just got my medallion a couple days
Yay!
ago in the mail.
Yay!
Ew.
Oh, good. Glenn has his too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll all get one.
They are very small, though.
Very small.
They're very small.
Don't eat it.
All right, let's go on. All right. So dinners. You make reservations for dinners. I made reservation for everybody for every night at 7:30. You can change it if you want to, but that's our group dinner. So you always have a seat, you always have a table, you always have a time, you always have a location. So this will be on the agenda that I'll send out later this week. I'm waiting for Princess to confirm one more thing for me before I send it out, which is coming up in a minute. But we have group reservations. So all of us will be at tables together in the same area of the dining room. If you've not been on a cruise before, the main dining room will have probably 100 tables literally in one room. And we'll have an area, it won't be sectioned off or roped off, but Patrick and I will be there, especially the first night, to like, okay, it's one of these three tables, take one of these three tables, and we'll sit there. And we'll have a place. If you don't want to show up one night, don't worry about it. You don't have to RSVP. You don't have to call me and track me down. Brian, I need to let you know I'm not coming tonight. We're fine if you don't show up. I mean, we'd love for you to be there, but if you don't show up for whatever reason, that's fine. We'll go on with dinner without you. There are a couple of nights on the cruise that we have designated as non-group dinners. What that means is several of you have bought the Plus package or the Premier package, which includes some free
Yeah,
upscale
it's really
dinners.
possible.
I don't want you to miss out on those and miss out on the group. So Those nights, again, it will be on the agenda. Those nights that we're not doing the group dinner will be called out. So on those nights, if you go to this restaurant that we've always been going to, it will still be there available for you. Your reservation is still good. It's just Patrick and I may not be here. Many of the group may not be there because it's one of the free nights or on your own nights. And on your own, you can go there again if you want to, or you might want to try one of the specialty dinner places, or you might want to do room service, or you might want to try the buffet, or you might want to skip dinner, whatever you want to do. It's up to you. We have a welcome aboard party, and this is why the agenda is not out because our dinner is at 7:30 and the cruise line scheduled the party at 8 o'clock. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't really like the idea of eating 30 minutes. So they're working on getting a new time for us. So as soon as they get that to me, I will put the agenda out, but you'll get that information before the day of. And at the party, we'll welcome you. We'll share information. Any updates that we don't know now, I'll have then. I'll have met with the onboard group director to make sure that we have things set up for some of the things we're doing, some of the excursions, that kind of stuff. So I'll have all that information there. We've got a gift for you. We've got free drinks. So if you didn't get the drink package, this is where you can load up on your drinks, kind of thing, and we'll have a good time just to get things started. On board, again, the agenda will be out soon. On board, we will have several activities, games that we play. Some of them are old favorites that a lot of guys like. Some of them will be new. We'll have a night or an afternoon, I think, where we'll do the book club, all that kind of stuff. It'll be on the agenda. And then this is new for many of you. I just discovered this app. There's an app called a Photo Circle. And I will get that to you later this week or early next week. What it is it's a real easy way to capture pictures and share pictures with each other, where we don't have to be on Facebook. You don't have to be on anything else. It's just an easy app. All they take is your email address. And then you can take a picture. So if we're at an excursion and 6 of us get together and I take a selfie, I don't have to remember, okay, I remember him and him and him. I don't even have his phone number. How am I going to send this to him? You don't have to worry about that. All you do is drop it in the photo circle and everybody's got access to it.
Yeah,
And then once it's in the photo circle, it's easy for you to then, I want to download this because I want to put this on my Facebook page, or I want to download this, I want to put this out in a text message to my sister so she knows what I'm doing or whatever. So it's very easy to use. So I just want to let you know that that's coming. Questions or comments here?
A cell phone is not going to work from the ship to the USA unless you have a travel pass or a burner phone. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
So you have to pay extra to your carrier for that.
Absolutely. And it's expensive. Yeah.
But why don't work on
you've got
work
to
on
you've got to
Wi-Fi?
deal ours because I need to
I'm sorry. I'm hearing a
talk
question,
to
but I'm not
Dale.
understanding it. What's the question?
Or won't your telephone work on the Wi-Fi, the ship Wi-Fi?
That doesn't always work. You can try it, but I've heard from some people that it doesn't always work. It's worked for me,
Okay.
but I've heard some people say it doesn't work. The other option is, remember, we're going to be in port almost every day. So if you have an international plan with your phone carrier, I'd recommend wait till you get off the ship and call from land if you need to make a phone call. But that's up to you and depends on your plan.
And
Somebody here
even
put
that is
WhatsApp.
quite
WhatsApp.
expensive.
WhatsApp does work on the ship. I see another question here. How many people are in a group? We have 120 people in this group. It's a huge group.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about food. Uh, all right. So breakfast and lunch are on your own. There'll be a buffet. It's easy to get room service for breakfast, especially. In fact, I don't think they charge for that. We'll talk about charging in a minute, but yeah, lunch, there'll be formal restaurants, there'll be casual restaurants, and there'll be upscale restaurants. And then there's the buffet that's always available. Well, not always available, but it's available almost all day long on your lawn. As I mentioned before, dinner, we have a standing reservation every night at 7:30. So you can always go there if you want to, and or if you don't have anything else to do, it's always there. You can opt out anytime without RSVPing. I mentioned that already. For those of you who have not been on Princess or have never been on a cruise, at night, the dinner menu will change every night. So if you see a lamb shank that sounds really good, don't think I'm going to get that tomorrow because I'm not feeling it tonight. If you really want it, get it tonight because you're not going to see it again. The only thing you're going to see again is on the menu, there'll be a section called Princess Favorites. And I can pretty much tell you what they are: chicken, salmon, steak, and one vegetarian meal. And those do not change every night. So it's kind of, if you look at the menu for the night and it's like, ugh, none of that looks good, likely one of those four are going to work for you. So just, I'm going to get the chicken again tonight. But if
Do
you
we
see
get a
something that looks
lobster
good,
night?
don't get the chicken that night. Get the one that looks good because you're going to get chicken tomorrow or the next day or the day after that. I'm sorry, there's a question there.
Get a lobster night?
They will have lobster, I think, a couple of times, and I don't know if they'll charge extra for it or not. The ships have started charging extra for lobster. I know you can get it almost every night at charge extra, but they may have a night where it's not charge extra. But I don't know how they're going to play it. Same thing with steak. You can get a certain cut of steak included, but if you want like a fillet or something like that, they'll charge extra for that as well, even though you're in the main dining room. I'll also say you can order more than one entree. Some of the cruise lines have started charging extra for that. Princess does not. The entrees are fairly small, so if you want to get a second one or even a third one, you can. And getting a second one is usually okay. A third one is kind of pushing it for most people. At our dinners, I will have table tents, a little folded cardboard on your table that has a question on it. It's just for fun. It's just, you don't have to answer it. You don't have to go around the table if you don't want to. But if you want a conversation starter at your table, or if you just want to have some fun with some questions, most people enjoy these. I just want to let you know that they're going to be there for you. I mentioned order as much as you want. Room service. If you bought the plus or the premium package, room service is included. If you did not, it's a $5 charge per delivery. So if there are two of you in the room and you order two sandwiches, chips, four desserts, two soups, and a salad, it's going to be $5. If you're in your room all by yourself and all you order is a little thing of potato chips, it's going to be $5. It really doesn't matter. The trip to your room is what they're charging for, and it's $5.
What did we get? Plus or premium?
Plus.
Princess makes this difficult. There are two kinds of specialty restaurants or charge extra restaurants. I got something on my nose. All right. Um, just like all cruise lines, they have upscale restaurants. These are pay extra restaurants. There's typically a cover charge. So you pay one fee to eat at this restaurant, and then you can choose, like you can elsewhere, what your entree is going to be, what your appetizer is going to be, salad, dessert, all that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter whether you pick the ribeye steak or the filet mignon or the lobster or whatever. That is the upscale restaurant, and you can make those reservations now or anytime or when you get on board. People freak out trying to get stuff early. I'll tell you, Patrick and I do this all the time, and almost all the time we get whatever we want, and we book it when we're there. It's people get all worried about it, but we never have trouble getting a table for us at 7 or 7:30 kind of thing at the restaurant we want to go to. But so that's the upscale restaurants. There's a middle class that Princess created. It's called casual dining. If you got the premier package, you have unlimited access to all the restaurants on board whenever you want, as often as you want. I'll also say these are not transferable. So if you have premium, you can't bring a friend and say, I'm paying for him too, unless you're going to pay the $50 or whatever. Okay. If you have the plus, you do not have access to free upscale restaurants. You do have access to, I think, either two or four casual restaurants. And what these are is like there's a sushi place,
Mhm.
there's it's like a pub that has like really upscale sandwiches and burgers. There's I can't remember what the other one is, but I think there's four of them. Better food than the dining room, but not as good as the pay extra restaurant. And the key here is you cannot make reservations in advance. You have to show up in the moment, and either they have a table or they ask you to wait.
Mm.
So if you have plus, that's what you've got. And the food's great. It's really good.
Yeah.
So don't think you're missing out. It's just you can't make the reservation in advance. Also, as I'm talking about this, Plus and Premier, if you're interested in one of these packages, it's not too late. You can still add it. Just let me know. Plus includes alcohol, up to 15 alcoholic drinks per person per day. It includes the gratuities will already be paid. It includes those casual dinners I just mentioned. It includes room service and a couple other things. Premier includes all the upscale meals you want, all the alcohol you want, gratuities. Wi-Fi is included on both of them as too, but the Premier you get 4 devices. The Plus you just get 1 device. So if you're interested, let me know. I can tell you more information, and or you can look it up online. It's pretty easy to find. Um, and we can still add it to your reservation, not a problem. Plus is $70 per person per day. You have to buy the entire 12 nights. So it's what's 7 times 120. I don't know. Whatever 70 times 12 is how much it's going to be. And you and your cabin mate must buy it. You cannot buy it and them not, or vice versa. Premier is $105 per person per day. That includes all that stuff.
Dan, is 15 enough for you?
15, yeah, 15 drinks per day.
That's
Yeah,
gonna
What?
be a little tight, but we'll make it.
and with the Premier package also you get the top shelf liquor. So you're going to be drinking Grey Goose or Kettle One, not Sky or Absolute, which is what you get with the Plus. So it's not bad. It's just, you're paying more and you're getting more. Any questions about food? All right, let's go to beverages. All right. We will have dinners at 7:30. So at 6:30 in the Wheelhouse Bar, we'll have our social gathering. A lot of people who take our cruises say this is their favorite part of the cruise, which is, just gathering to socialize
Yep.
before dinner. Even if you're not going to join us for dinner, you're welcome to come and socialize with us and then go off and do whatever you're going to do. Go to the specialty restaurant or go back to your room and order room service or whatever you're going to do. That's fine by us. Don't have to check in. Patrick and I will be there at 6:30. So if you want to get there at 5:15, that's fine too. Nobody's stopping you. I'll also say this bar is not reserved for us. This is just a bar. We're just going to go there. There will likely be other people there. If there's some function going on there for some reason, Patrick or I will be standing at the entrance or near the entrance of it, pointing people saying, "Hey, tonight we're going to be down the hall at such and such a bar, or we're going to be upstairs at such and such a bar." So if you get there and you're like, "Where is everybody?" Look around for either Patrick or myself, and we'll be there directing you. But likely we'll be at this bar. If we're not, like I said, we'll be there for at least 15 minutes saying, "Hey, we changed the bar tonight," kind of thing. All the private activities that we have, the games, the book club, all that kind of stuff, they're all optional too. Again, you don't have to RSVP if you're not attending one. Just don't come if you don't want to go. If you want to come and just watch rather than play the game, that's fine. If you didn't read the book and you just want to come and talk anyway, that's fine. Very easygoing. We kind of do what you want. It's your vacation and join where you want to or don't where you don't want to, kind of thing. Princess, the ship, will have an LGBTQ gathering on board. I don't know if they'll have it every night or if they'll have it 2 nights or 5 nights. I don't know if it'll be the first night, the last night, whatever. It's up to them. They won't tell me in advance what they do. But you may see it on the app or on an agenda that they put out for their daily activities. If you do, just know if it's on a Princess app or on a Princess document, it's not us. Doesn't mean don't go to it. I'm just saying, don't come to me and say, "Where is that one again?" I'll say, "I don't know. I don't have the app right here. I'll look on the app if you want me to," kind of thing. But it's not us. Patrick and I may or may not be there. We might join them. We might not. But it's their thing. They do it. Others on the ship that are LGBT affiliated and or allies may be there. They may not. Just letting you know it might be an option there. Crew appreciation. If you haven't been on a cruise before, you'll be thinking, okay, I want to tip my steward, my cabin steward. They're doing a great job cleaning the room. I want to tip the person who's helping me at dinner every day. Oh, and now you want to tip those people at breakfast. And I want to tip the people at the buffet. And I want to tip that one lady who did the such a good job with the trivia contest that we went to. That was really fun. Rather than walk around the ship with a wad of ones and fives, the ship makes it easy. So they will charge your room 18, depending on the kind of cabin you have, either 18 or $19 per person per day will be added to your onboard portfolio. These are then distributed to everybody. the wait staff at the restaurants, the buffet staff, the people doing the cooking, the people who do the cleaning in your room, the people who run the activities that are not Daddy Cruises activities, all those people are going to get their cut of it just naturally. If for some reason you don't think that that amount is appropriate because the service for whatever reason wasn't good enough, just go down to customer service and tell them you want it to cut it in half or you want to cut it in thirds or eliminate or whatever. They're going to, of course, want to know why, but they will do it. It's not a fee. It's not required. It's not mandatory. But it's typically, I would say 99% of people on board do this. Also, if you want to tip someone even more, you know what? I know that our cabin store is going to get, $2 or 30 cents per day or whatever it is that they determine. I want to give them an extra 50 bucks. That's fine. Just give them 50 bucks. Same thing with the bartender. The bar, I will tell you on the bar tab, if you're buying drinks, they will give you a slip to sign. It will say the drink costs $10, the tax is $1, the tip is $2, and now you're at $13, and that's all in little print. And then in big print, it's going to say tip. What they're basically trying to do is get you to tip them a second time. So if you want to, that's fine, but just know that there will likely be an option to tip when it's already been charged as a service charge or a tip. So just be aware of that.
And Brian,
Yes.
is the gratuities that are part of this crew appreciation bullet, are those the ones that are included in Plus and Premium, or?
They are, Steve, yes. And that's my next bullet. I was just thinking that I should probably show that up there. So yeah, if you bought Plus or Premium, the gratuities are included, including the bar tab gratuities. But if you're just buying a drink at the bar, they will want a tip right then and there. I will also say an insider tip that I've heard from several people. If you're a somewhat of heavy drinker, whether you have the package or not, find a bartender you like in the first day or two, tip them heavily then, and they'll make sure that your pours are good the rest of the 2 weeks. Don't wait until the last day to say, you've been great, here's 50 bucks. Give them 20 bucks now, and they'll make sure that they take care of you. Questions here or comments? All right. Let's talk about when we're in port excursions. There's still like 2 or 3 spots in most of our excursions. A couple of them are sold out, but there are a couple of spots left in a couple of them. So if you're interested, let me know. Confirmation was emailed today, including what to bring. So please print that out or make sure it's on your phone or something so that you know where to be, when to be, what to have with you, kind of thing. I will tell you, I'm a stickler for timeliness on this. There's a couple reasons for this. Number one, I think it's rude to make people wait for us, for you, if you're going to be late. Number two, it's rude to the tour guide to make them wait for us. Number three, the tour guide has guaranteed that they will get us back to the ship on time, ready to get back on so we don't miss the ship. They can't do that real easily if we're 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes late. So for all those reasons, I insist on us being on time for these excursions. So if you are going on an excursion with us, the time is listed on the email I sent. And I will promise you at exactly 5 minutes after that time, we will leave the designated spot and start walking towards the excursion. If for some reason you are late for whatever reason, you're like, oh crap, it's 7 minutes and I got to run down there, you'll miss us. Just text me. I'll tell you where we're going. I'm not trying to be a jerk about this. I just want to be mindful about we've got a group of people that we've got to manage. So if you're late, just text me or call me or whatever, and I'll tell you where to meet us, how to get there, so that you can still catch up with us. If you're on a princess excursion, they don't share any information with me. They don't tell me when, where, how, why, anything like that. So I have no information on that. So if you're on a princess excursion, it's cool. They've got a desk that's just for excursions. So don't go to customer service, or I think they call it guest services. Don't go to guest services. Go to the excursions desk if you have questions or need help. Typically, what they do is they put your tickets for your excursion on your bed or in your room as you walk in that first day. For our excursions, as long as your name is on that list, you don't need a ticket. You don't need anything. Just show up with, your clothes and sunglasses or whatever it is you need. And I'll say again, bring small bills, coins for tips. No matter what country you're in, they'll all appreciate euros. And most of them will appreciate dollars, but I would say euros would be better because you're right there.
Good.
Questions or comments about excursions?
Yes. So we haven't received an email about anything in the last couple weeks.
Did we get an email from them?
Who's talking?
This is Andrew Hollingsworth.
Andrew.
Yeah.
I requested a couple weeks ago updates and I haven't heard anything.
Huh. All right, Andrew, I will check into that and find out what's going on and send you whatever you may have missed.
But yeah, we have no email. Like this is the first I'm hearing of the Facebook group or anything. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry for that. And I'll get to the bottom of that tonight. Figure out what's going on and get back to you either tonight or tomorrow morning, depending on what I find is the problem.
Jim and Chris in Phoenix. Uh, we wanted to take that spot on that tour, and I emailed you. Did you get that email?
Uh,
Poland.
Somebody put you in. I
um,
can't believe.
I'm not sure. What's your last name, Jim?
McDermott.
I will look at that when we get off the phone and respond to it. If I thought I had responded to everything beforehand. So have you looked at your email lately?
The computer's currently tied up.
Okay. With us?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'll look if I've responded already, I'll assume that you just haven't seen it yet and I'll wait for you to respond. But if I haven't responded, depending on where we're at in the back and forth, I'll certainly respond.
Okay, you said you had a couple spots. I said, how do I pay?
Oh, yeah, I sent you back a link. I do remember
Okay,
that now. I sent you back a link. So you should have a link that you click on to make the payment. Yeah.
got it.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Thank you, Patrick, for responding to that. All right. All good things come to an end.
Jesus.
Really?
Yeah, right. That's how I feel. All right.
It looks
As
true.
as the cruise winds down, a couple days before we arrive back in Copenhagen, you will receive information from Princess about disembarkation. There will be luggage tags assigned to us based on colors. I'm sorry, with colors that assign a time for disembarkation. It'll also have a huge, like 2 pages of information about how to do this, where to do it, what time, that kind of stuff. Basically, what you'll do is you'll take these luggage tags. The luggage tags you use to get on board are no longer worthwhile. Why would you want to have your luggage sent back to your room, right? So you'll remove those, obviously, put these new luggage tags on, and all the luggage tags are going to say is just a color. So it'll just say like black 3 or pink 4 or something like that. There's not going to be anything more designating than that. So make sure that you have your own identification on your luggage. But what will happen is any luggage you don't want to carry off the ship with you, you want them to get off for you. You'll put outside your room the night before, and this will all be in the information you get. So don't worry about taking notes right now, but you'll put it outside your door the night before we arrive in Copenhagen. What they'll do is come by at 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, gather all the luggage, and the next morning when we arrive in Copenhagen, they'll take it all off the ship and they'll put it out in this area, kind of like when you get off a plane and there's all the luggage out there and you got to go find your luggage. It's not going to be on a carousel, but it'll be in an area where you can find the luggage and claim it and then go through customs and be on your way. If for some reason you get the luggage tag and it's pink 4 and it says you're not going to be allowed off the ship until 9:20 and you're thinking, well, my plane leaves at 10:45. That's cutting it a little close. Just go to guest services and say, hey, this isn't going to work for me. Can I get an earlier tag? And they'll say, yes, likely, and give it to you.
You can
If you
always
want
just
to,
carry it off, right?
well, yeah, that's where I'm going right now, Joe. If you want to, you can do what they call self-assist, which means they are not going to touch your luggage. You're going to take care of everything. So you will not put anything out the night before we arrive in Copenhagen. When we arrive in Copenhagen, the last day of the cruise, you will carry everything with you, the backpack, the rollerboard, the suitcase, whatever it is. If you can take it all yourself, fine, you can do it. And that usually gets you the earliest time to get off the ship. So you can get off fastest, get a cab, get to the airport or wherever you're going real quickly. The only thing I'll warn you about with this is think about it. 3,000 people all want to get off the ship at the same time. Guess what's going to happen to the elevators? So if you're going to do
There, done that.
self-assist, you will likely be walking up and down stairs with your luggage. So I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying be aware that that may be the case. Or you may be waiting, and I'm not kidding, 10, 15 minutes. Or another tip is get on the elevator, take it up to the top, then get on the next elevator and take it down instead of going down. Because if you wait for the elevators coming down, they're always going to be full. If you're on like deck 8, they're always going to be full. You're never going to get to deck 6. Transfer to the airport is not included with the cruise. You can get there with a taxi or an Uber. Princess offers a transfer, and I just realized I forgot how much it costs. But what'll happen is you take your luggage, you get off the ship however you want to.
Working so
You go through
it's
customs, you go through immigration, you're out
told
in the
you
free
you
world
needed
of
to
Denmark again.
you
And
need
then
to
there will be
undo
someone
now.
there with a princess bus, and you can
I'll
get on the bus
explain
with them,
after.
and they'll take you to the airport. You can't just do that without booking it in advance. So you can either do it, you can either shoot me an email and tell me I want that. You will pay immediately, or you can do it when you get on board the ship. Once you get on board the ship, any of the days up until like 3 or 4 days before the end, you can go to guest services and say, I want to transfer, and they'll charge you for it. I think it's like $40 per person. That's another one you could use the Facebook page for as well. Hey, everybody, I've got a flight that leaves at 12:45. Anybody want to share a cab from the ship to the airport when we get off the ship at about 9 o'clock or whatever?
What question?
Yep.
Okay, a cell phone that works in the US is not pardon me, is not going to work in Copenhagen unless you buy a plan or put a SIM in or something like that, which is going to mean calling Uber is not going to work. Is that correct?
I will say that's a question for Verizon or AT&T or whoever your carrier is. I'm not qualified to answer that question for you.
Good call.
T-Mobile has got 240 countries
Yeah,
that they're in, and every single time I get off on all of these cruises in any country, my phone gives me a text and says, T-Mobile welcomes you to Sweden or wherever it is. And I have texting and data right there. Anytime you
You
try
got to
me,
pay a little fee to get that, right?
nope, nope.
Like I said, it depends on the carrier and on your plan. So I'll say let's not get into my phone does this and your phone does that because it really depends on the plan as well as the
Yep.
carrier. So I'll
That's
say
right.
check with your phone company.
Got it.
What else?
How's the English language in Copenhagen?
Good. Most of the countries we're going to, the English will be good, especially in
Told you
tourist
that 3 times.
areas,
I get to ask.
hospitality industry. So the hotel, they'll speak English really well. Most of the tourist sites we'll go to, English will be very common.
Okay.
Most people over there are tri, quad, and more lingual than just bilingual.
Yeah.
Ryan, I have a question about traveling to Copenhagen. Have
Yep.
you heard much about delays in flights with the new EES entry system?
The one for Britain?
No.
No.
Now, I guess there's a new entry system that went into effect last
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
October.
yeah. I heard a couple weeks ago, and I haven't heard anything since. So I'm guessing, and this is a guess, that maybe much of it has been ironed out, but I don't know for sure.
Okay.
And I'll say it's much more challenging for you if you're connecting in Europe.
Yeah.
If you're flying from Atlanta to Paris and Paris to Copenhagen, much more likelihood that there'll be a problem than if you're flying from Atlanta to New York and New York to Copenhagen. Less
Mm,
likely to have a problem.
I
mm,
understand as long as you're on the air side of Heathrow Airport in London, you don't need their ETA. But if you
Yeah,
get
we got
bumped
one.
off,
Yep, and
cross over
Britain's a whole nother problem. Yeah, because they've
and
got
they
a whole
tell you it
different
costs
system.
26 bucks, but it really costs 100 pounds.
Yep, yep.
No, it doesn't.
Len, I've been following travelers to Copenhagen since the new system went into place, and it seems it's hit or miss. You know, if the airport's really crowded, it's slower, not a surprise, and if it's not, it goes
Yep,
really smoothly.
yep,
yeah.
yep.
No,
And
that's
fortunately, what you're talking about is Copenhagen. So ideally, everybody's getting there at least a day early.
yeah, yeah. That's why I mean that's
So,
why I
so
decided
yeah,
to come a couple days early.
yeah. So if you're delayed an hour, even It's not going to affect you as much as if it's the day of. That's why we say come in a day early.
Yeah, I'm coming through Zurich, so I'm not sure, how bad Zurich might be. But I made sure I put a big layover in between.
Yep,
I
good.
think it's like 2.5 hours just to be on the safe side.
Yep. I'm seeing your question here, Andrew. There are no theme nights. Princess may have theme nights, but that'll be on their app or on their website. But we don't have any red nights or blue nights or pajama nights or leather nights or anything like that. No.
So, Brian,
Yes.
my question is, we have to be at Copenhagen Airport by 10. How can we best make that happen?
You're talking about going home?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I would say if at all possible, do self-assist so you can carry your own stuff off, or go to guest services early on the cruise. And I don't mean day one. Do not go on day one. But like day 3 or day 4, go to guest services and tell them, here's our dilemma. What can you do to help me? How can you get me off as fast as possible?
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah. Don't wait. Don't wait until 3 days before the cruise. But don't do it on day one. I guarantee it's the worst time to do it.
Right here in this gooey.
All right, up next, you're going to get information this week about the hotel, just a final confirmation. Contact me ASAP if you want any excursions, and don't fret if the app is not working for you. I'm still not getting it to work for me either. So that's all I have for you, but I'm certainly welcome to any more comments you have or any more questions you have.
Brian, there's
you
a
for
question in
making-
chat.
And thank you for making this much painful than it would be if I were trying to do it myself.
Okay. What's the question in chat? I thought I answered them all, Steve. Which one am I missing?
Very last one about needing visas or additional paperwork other than a passport.
I will say I don't like answering those questions, blanket questions like that, just because I don't know whether you're coming from the US or from Canada. I don't know if you're a US citizen or another citizen. So I'll just say, typically for most Americans, all you need is your passport. Yeah. If you are anything other than a US citizen, then I would say you want to check with your airline and or with the Denmark visitors, whatever, their consul. Does that help, Sean? It was your question.
Brian, I have a question.
Yeah, it helped.
Okay, like if we're going to the hotel after the cruise, do you think we'll be kind of set up in a separate group or kind of grouped together somehow?
You will not, because the cruise line doesn't know. The cruise line doesn't know that you're doing that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Now, if you guys want to be together, you can let me know. I'm not going to that hotel either. But if any of
you aren't.
In fact, yeah, if any of you want to make sure you disembark together, just let me know, and I can let my group coordinator know early. But this is another one. Let me know early. Don't tell me 2 days before the time.
Sure. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. We can make that happen. What else?
I'm so sleepy. Nothing.
Well, no, I'm not checked in, Brian, actually. I'm checked in for Alaska, apparently.
Yeah, I am too. I was
No, you're
surprised
not
that you
checked
said
in
you
for
were,
Alaska.
because when I looked this morning, you weren't checked in and neither was I, and I couldn't get either of us checked in.
Yeah, you're not checked in for Alaska either, though.
Oh, yeah.
You got to get checked in. So
yeah, we will.
Can't seem to find the booking.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you guys are having a problem because ours was sent, kind of giving a message that seemed like I wasn't checked in, but then I called Princess on the 800 number and they said, no, you're all set. So,
yeah, it won't let me it tells me it's incomplete, and it will not let me pick a boarding time.
Oh.
What's asking for what's not, I think it's a problem. It's asking for a payment, looks like.
Oh, don't they know who you are?
Yeah, and they don't care. Trust me. We pay the same price as you do for our room. Trust me. Yeah, I don't get any discount. I don't get any discount.
Dan, can we get your credit card? We'll put it on that. On
Yeah.
there.
So there's still
He hold it up for you.
there's still 4 slots open between 1:30 and 3:30. There's 4 time zones still available.
Yeah, the late ones.
Yeah. What time do we have to check out of the hotel in Copenhagen?
Oh, good question. I don't remember. I think it was 11, but I don't remember.
Okay.
I think it is 11 or noon, one of the two.
7 out of 8.
Our check-in didn't say anything about a check-in at ship time.
No, I was able to just check in and pick a time.
But we thought,
All right, Sean, you're making me jealous. You see his comment? Says, well, during the Zoom call, I was able to choose my check-in time. My
Yes,
boarding time. I was like,
I did too,
still-
Sean. You and I had the same idea. I just did 1:30 as well.
I want to see. All right. Well, try again. I was trying this afternoon and it wasn't working. I kept getting the
Can
same.
we come tomorrow just for fun?
Yeah. Oh, for the Zoom call? Yeah, of course. Of course. It may be different.
See you later,
Well,
everyone.
there'll be different people on board for online for sure.
Different questions.
It may be different questions. Yeah. I'm not going to record that one tomorrow. I'm just going to record this one and upload it. I'll send out the link.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a party pooper and we're gonna get off because I have work in the morning.
All righty.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Looking forward to meeting you in
Good
person.
night.
I
Any
have
other
a very
questions?
important, yes. How do we request that they have a bottle of champagne in the room when we arrive?
Oh, bougie.
You can do that. I think it's on princess.com. You order
Yeah.
it in advance.
Yeah,
Were you
you can-
serious or were you being silly?
No, I was being serious.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
silly.
Okay, yeah. You should be able to do it at princess.com. I can't remember what the link is. I think it's gifts.
It is. It's under that section. But the thing is you can order it, Sean, but there's no option to pick like a day or a time that you want it. All you can do is just order the bottle.
Sure. Okay.
You can take one with you. Do that.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
mentioned
do
earlier.
they
you
have
can-
that policy? Is it like, because some ships have like one, each person can bring a bottle, like
Right.
$7.50. The
Right.
Princess does do that now?
Yeah.
Yes, but why would I take alcohol from Utah? There's no point in that.
You buy it in Copenhagen.
Exactly.
Buy in Copenhagen. Yeah. That way you don't have to
you
lug
really
anything.
have alcohol in Utah.
We
We used to live
do.
in Utah.
Hey now.
Oh, they'll help you with that, Steve.